Hey guys, Redneck. Wow. Anyways, hey guys, Redneck Computer Geek here. And today we're going tractor hunting. We're going after a Cub Cadet. You guys ask me often where I end up getting the deals from. Basically, quite often, I go through Facebook Marketplace. I save tractors that I want to make an offer on. And when I have the cash after flipping a machine, I make an offer. Or in this case, somebody knows that I'm a tractor flipper in the area. He sent me a picture of the machine. I made an offer. We're going to go get it. It's that simple sometimes. Hey, guess what? We got comments down below again. So, John, what are you drinking for soda?
Moxie.
You're drinking Moxie. Okay. Today's comment war, what is your soda of choice, and what do you think of John having Moxie? Let's blow up some comments, since it's the first time we've had comments on a new video in almost 3 years. So, have fun, guys. Let's go tractor hunting. Hey, come here. Look at you. You are giant. Look, Yep, and of course, I'm allergic to you, so you gotta make sure. Yeah, good slobber and everything. There you go. Come here. Alright, we'll see if we can get this thing rolled off of here and then give you guys a look at it. So the disengagement is this. You pull it back to disengage. See if it'll roll. Oh. There we go. So we've got very overinflated tube tires. A couple of different types of tread on the back. The deck actually looks to be in pretty decent condition, but we'll find out once we get it up top. But there's no rust hole right in through the front of it, which is a good sign on these. Now, we did end up with the side panel piece. So we've got that. The headlights are smashed out, just like they always are on these. I really don't know what's up with this particular series, but this side in that headlight is almost always, like 9 out of 10, smashed out. There's just something about these. And I get the question about this quite often. What is this bar? This is for releasing the deck belt in order to be able to drop this thing quickly. These had a bunch of different attachments on them, so they have quick releases for the deck in order to be able to get it out of the way. And yes, that was ripped out in order to get to the wiring for whatever reason. And there must have been some sort of frustration here, because that's a PTO button that apparently is not connected anymore. So I'm not quite sure what's up with that. The guy said he was sure that there was some sort of safety that killed it. Supposedly it was mowing or whatever up until like 2 weeks or so ago. And we'll go from there and figure it out. Now, that is what looks to be a brand spanking new starter. And he said something about the battery being new, except for it's only like 190. It's a 235 cranking amp battery. And I've seen these things end up actually killing batteries below 300 cc. So we'll see whether that's the issue. The other thing these are notorious for is having these pumps fail. And the coils like to go and die. And they're utterly big giant headache to be able to change. If you have to do a coil on one of these, the easiest way to rig this together to do it is you pull the battery, you pull the mount here, you pull the mount there, and then you pull this all back with a ratchet strap, and then you unfold this and get somebody with small hands to undo the coil. But I don't know. we'll get it up on the lift and we'll find out tomorrow. So I had some brand new shelving come in over there, and my girlfriend Jessie has been helping me with doing all of the teardown in order to be able to remove this. As you can see, there's all kinds of junk crammed in the corner in order to be able to put the new shelving in. And then I noticed things were quiet. Well now, let's see what'll happen with it just as we found it, see if it'll even do anything. Now with this PTO disengaged, I don't think it'll do anything at all, so I'm going to plug it back in just because. It feels as if the ignition is plugged in. So let's stomp this all the way because the brake has to be on for these models. See if it'll even do anything. So first of all, I got no electrical comes up at all. I got no love there. That is disconnected. I don't think we're going to get anywhere. Let's try that again. Okay, attempt to start round 2 with battery connected. There we go, the oil light comes on. We have some sort of light that is smashed out here, so I'm not sure what that was for. And 219 hours. Let's try it. That would be no. Nothing there. So I guess our next step would be to try and jump the starter and see if it'll crank and go from there. So on these, jumping the starter is really simple. You just go from your battery terminal side to your starter. Whoa. Well, what I was about to say was you go from this terminal to this terminal, except for there's supposed to be a nut right there. Why is that missing? Well, I'm going to get into my used starters and see if I can find something that fits on that terminal, because if that had a cranked over, that little bit of contact probably would have fricasseed that thing. So, we'll turn this off so that our hour meter quits clicking. And we'll be back once we find a nut for that. Alright, so we've got a bump starter hooked up. And if you don't have one of these, I really recommend one of these for doing this kind of stuff. It saves you a ton of time. So, brake down, ignition to the on position, bump starter. Okay. Choke, brake, bump starter. So let's talk about not starting safety switches. So we've got the oil sensor here. That can cause it to refuse to start. And if we come down underneath here, I'm going to try to get you guys in here. So when you put your parking brake on, this is what comes down in order to hit and turn the parking brake on. Now if I flip this around a little bit, right there, that is your brake safety. So what we're looking for is, as this wears down, this piece can move a little bit and that will stop lining up with the brake safety. But as we can see, obviously with the parking brake on, we're hitting it. So most likely it's either the starting relay on this thing is failed or something else. But right now we can see for sure that that has been punched down. So we're going to go on the other side, make sure it hasn't been unplugged, and try and start the machine. Well, there we go. I would say we just figured out why this was ripped apart. If I stick you guys down in there, that plug right there should be connected to that right there for the brake safety. So we're going to plug that back in and see if this thing will fire up. Alright, safety's defurbied. Try to start. Here we go. Uh-oh. So there's a good chance that that safety is just toaster strudels. Somebody got in there and got to that point. So what we're going to do is see if we can power across it and go from there. Well, if we do get it running and driving, we won't be able to drive it very long. And here's why. That is oil. That is oil leaking out of the end of the motor there. I'm pretty sure that seal is blown, but it looks as if it's a seal you can pull out without having to go and pull the entire machine. I guess in a future video we will find out whether I'm right or not. For now, see if we can get this thing hot wired enough to give it a test drive. Wiring is boring. So we're going to do this in a 5-second run through as to how I came to the conclusion I'm at now and see if I'm right. So here we are with our switch. So this big giant black wire here is your incoming positive. When you toggle the switch, this orange wire here is what goes down, up, and around and connects to the back side of your PTO. So coming out of this, you're going to have an orange coming in, and you can stick a sensor in here and be able to see it when you hit that. Then you're going to have an orange coming out that when you turn the key, you can see it coming out of there. From there, it drops down through the harness, goes to the brake pedal safety switch here, and if we come up here and we turn the key, we can see we have 12 volts. Now if we track the orange to the orange here, the orange here converts to the blue, and the blue converts to this. If I'm right, I should be able to put you guys in the tripod, jump from one orange to the other orange, and this thing should fire up. So, without skipping a beat, let's see if I'm right. One orange, two orange, and will it start? Oh yeah, before we go and take the machine out in order to take a test drive, there's the shelving that was there. And at this point I've put up one right here. So there's that. What I think I'm going to do is I got two of them. So I think the other one is going to go from here across this way. But in order to do that, I've got to get this shifted about a foot that direction. Because if I do that, then my engine crane can go back to living up against this and be out of the way again like it's supposed to be. And I'll have my room back again. But that's where I'm at for that project. Now let's go see if the machine will run. Let's come over here in the shade, shall we? So like I said before, we've got both the side panels. I just wanted to get this done while we had some shade in this area. And you can tell from the way that it's cutting, it definitely is dull on the right-hand side. So we're gonna have to pull the blades and get those sharpened up. But it runs, it drives, mismatched tires, tubes and everything. Fuel pump, I was noticing, seemed to be lacking, but then the second thing I noticed was right there. So I think we're seeping some air into the fuel line. We're going to have to fix that before we try to sell it. But I usually check fuel lines and do fuel filters anyway before I sell machines. And as far as the headlights are concerned, they just are what they are. What a lot of people will do is they'll mount fog lights right in here. And that just ruins the whole look of the front of the machine. I'd rather just sell them just the way that they are and let people modify them as they wish. This right here came off one of the tractor hunt videos where we ended up with a bunch of machines. And those just come off with a 8mm bolt from the underside. And there we go. So, for the first time in 3 years, you guys get to actually comment what you think about this on YouTube. I would give a thank you to YouTube, except for you have no apparent reason as to why you turned my comments off in the first place, because I sent you in 21 different tech requests as to why you would turn a welding channel off claiming it was for kids. But we have comments back for no apparent reason, so go ahead and use them down below. Have fun, everybody, and keep tractor hunting.